Good morning or good afternoon, depending on when you are watching this training. You're watching this video because you have been selected by your county 4-H agent to serve as your county's 4-H Healthy Living Ambassador. The term you will serve will begin June 1st, 2019 and end May 31st of 2020. I'm excited that you are getting this opportunity, and I look forward to seeing and hearing all of the great work you will do this coming year to promote healthy living in your county. This online video takes the place of a statewide training. Given the year, it depends on if we are able to offer a face-to-face training or an online format. This will be the first video you will watch to get you started in your new role. As we have updates, I will send other trainings and resources to you in your 4-H agent's email. So start off, I want to say hello. My name is Shelby Bronner, and I'm an Extension Assistant in the State 4-H office located in Knoxville. I currently oversee our Healthy Living grants and some of the programs that go along with that, which is the reason I'm here, to help promote healthy living across our state, the same as you. So let's go ahead and dive in. A little bit of an overview of what you can expect from this video and what will be discussed is the need of healthy living programs in the counties in Tennessee, the history of the ambassador program, that structure of the ambassador program, your expectations, and then I will have some follow-up information at the end. So to start off with the need and why we really need healthy living programs and healthy living ambassadors in Tennessee. So you can see these statistics listed on the screen. Feel free to utilize these as you're doing programming and engaging with youth and adults. These came from the Risk Behaviors of Tennessee Youth Survey. There are additional resources you can use to get that need broken down for your county specifically rather than a statewide. Before you do that and share it with the public, be sure to check with your 4-H agent because they may have some other reports from places like the Annie E. Casey Foundation as they share information in terms of what they are doing in their other programming. So it is important to talk to them to ensure you are getting the most up-to-date information for your county. Before we talk about this data, so you understand, youth means under the age of 18. But as you can see here, statewide, at least as current as 2017, this data is usually released in every 2 years. 26% of our youth drink at least one soft drink per day, and 10.7% drank 3 or more per day. Keep in mind this information is self-reported, so the survey was given to the young person and they were the ones who indicated yes or no to these questions asked. So sometimes that's hard to measure because you're not sure if someone is trying to be funny and just mark whatever down so they can be done with the survey, but we have to take this at face value and just assume that this data is accurate and it is the truth. And so then the other two statistics listed here, 10% of these youth indicated they did not eat vegetables at all, and 30.2% of these youth do not drink milk at all. So I think all these numbers are pretty astounding. I will say compared to the 2015 data, it was around 26.4% or so of youth who did not drink milk at all. So that one has jumped the most to 30.2%. I can't say personally that I'm surprised with as popular as alternative milk has been on the market, such as almond milk, coconut milk, soy milk, cashew milk, and those types of things. Some more data for you to see. These are related more towards physical activity and exercise. 44.4% of youth are on the computer or playing video games for 3 or more hours per day. Now that might not sound like a lot of time, but really you can imagine these youth are coming home from the school day around 4 p.m. and sitting in front of some type of screen until 7 p.m. or later after they have most likely sat all day at school through their classes. So they're not outside playing and exercising or interacting with their families. And then 74.4% of youth were not physically active for at least 60 minutes per day. So you can clearly see they're not getting enough physical activity in their daily lives. Although we mentioned vegetable consumption on a couple other slides, here's a different perspective about it. 45.4% of youth consume vegetables less than one time per day. That's fruit. And then 45.9% of youth consume vegetables less than one time per day. I think this is a great starting point for youth to begin thinking how you can use your role to make a positive influence on younger youth in your county to eat more fruits and vegetables. So think of creative ways you can do this and make it fun. And then last, if you don't already know, Tennessee is the first in the nation for youth obesity. So this is not something to be proud of. This is not the first place that we want. Our percentage of youth in Tennessee who are considered overweight or obese is 38.4%, and that national average is 20.6%. So it's well above that national average. And so just to kind of talk here, dietary habits that often lead to that being overweight and being obese is having a high calorie diet, not getting up and moving enough, as we kind of discussed on the screen before with those youth who don't exercise for 60 minutes or more a day, and they're spending all that time in front of a computer screen or video games and being sedentary. But also having a diet that has a lot of sugar and processed foods involved in it, which is really easy to do if you don't pay attention to that nutrition facts label, or you don't know how and don't have the knowledge of what a healthy diet looks like and things to look for on a nutrition facts label. So that would be a great lesson that you could start off with, incorporating My Plate and talking about nutrition facts label, how to read it, what's good, what's bad, and that type of thing. And so leading into that, not eating enough fruits and vegetables, because those are full of the nutrients that we all need as youth and adults, but especially youth as their bodies and brains are still developing and growing. And so a couple more statistics, more so on the side of substance abuse. If you haven't heard, kind of in an opioid epidemic across the nation, with taking prescription medication, especially not prescribed to the person themselves from the doctor. So they may be prescribed to, for example, a grandmother, but then the grandson is taking them, and it's actually his grandmother's prescription. So that's what this means, youth who have taken prescription pain meds without a doctor prescription. So that is currently up to 13.2%, which may seem kind of low, but it would be great if this number was zero. 31.6% of youth have smoked cigarettes at least once. 33.8% of youth have used marijuana. 40.3% have used e-vape products, and this has climbed over the last few years as well. And 57.6% of youth have tried alcohol. And this number is still fairly high and the highest on this screen, but it has decreased by a couple percentages from the 2015 data. So we currently have the 4-H Health Rocks Healthy Living Grant and curriculum available, and it has great lessons about the importance of not using drugs and alcohol. So if you want to lead a lesson or a workshop on these topics and need some help or resources, curriculum, whatever, just let me know and I'd be happy to help you. So to get in a little bit about the history of the Tennessee 4-H Healthy Living Ambassador Program, it actually began in the 2012-2013 school year as a partnership with United Healthcare. They wanted to support a program like this. Having an ambassador program around healthy living was kind of new, but it was this new fun idea, and United Healthcare funded the program. So if you're not familiar, with United Healthcare. They are a company who offers health insurance to individuals across our state, and so they are a really engaged partner with Tennessee 4-H. So it is important for you to understand how the program began and the importance of the partnership with United Healthcare and Tennessee 4-H. So let's talk about funding. Obviously, we're not going to have a face-to-face training this year since we're doing this video now, but when we do have the opportunity to get together face-to-face, it would be funded by United Healthcare, and the Healthy Living Ambassador might invest $20 or so for the 2 to 3 day event, just to help cut down on expenses, as it would include lodging, the space to meet, and meals and resources, and some swag for you to take home. But of course, there's not a cost associated with an online training, which is what we're offering this year. So you will receive a polo shirt that has a clover and says Tennessee 4-H Healthy Living Ambassador. A nice backpack that also says the same thing, a notebook of resources that has lesson plans in it on several different healthy living topics, just to get you started and kind of thinking. There are some items in there that are branded, such as a hat and a jump drive, just to help you be successful as you represent Tennessee 4-H and your county as their healthy living ambassador. So please note that some of those were mailed out, but some of the kits are going to be delivered to local extension offices just to help us save on shipping costs, as we are around 85 Healthy Living Ambassadors this year. So those that are being delivered to the offices will be delivered during the weeks of June 3rd and June 11th. You should wear your polo at all of your 4-H Healthy Living events. Of course, you don't have to wear it every single day. You can wear a different shirt, that's fine. But those are good opportunities for you to promote the program. And you do also have 2 name tags included in your kit. So even if you don't wear your polo or your hat that is branded with the Healthy Living Ambassador, it's still great for you to wear your name tag, as it does say Tennessee 4-H Healthy Living Ambassador. So when this program started in 2012, each county in Tennessee received an Xbox 360 Connect with also a projector, speaker, and some games through funding by United Healthcare. And so I want to just say, please use these. Every single county should have each of these items I just mentioned, as well as one in each regional office. So just reach out to your 4-H agent and ask them about them. This is a great way to teach young people about physical activity and how it can be fun. And this is also, great if you had planned to have an activity outdoors and maybe the weather didn't quite cooperate during your programming time. So it may be a great backup opportunity. So please know that we cannot control what songs are on the dancing game, so you might want to screen them first, so that way you know if there's an inappropriate song or not, and you know not to play that before you're programming. So some opportunities for resources at your county office include things like FNEP or TNCEP, which is SNAP-Ed. So you can go in and work with those individuals who are going in and serving youth. But not every county has those programs. You may want to meet with your 4-H agent and FCS agent in your office. But you can go in and help teach or lead programs. 4-H Healthy Living grants that we award a lot of funding across the state in healthy living, such as 4-H Health Rocks, which is alcohol, tobacco, and substance abuse prevention. And then United Healthcare Food Smart Families, focused around nutrition and getting families involved. The 4-H Healthy Habits grant funded by the Walmart Foundation, which focuses on nutrition, education, and physical activity. If your county has one of those grants, reach out to your agent and ask how you can help implement the programs. And if they don't have those, maybe you can encourage them to apply for the next grant year. And then any county resources, things that your agents might have in the office, such as curriculum or other educational materials, you could borrow with your 4-H agent's approval to better help you deliver the program. So you may think about your 4-H involvement and why you chose to be a 4-H Healthy Living Ambassador. I know many of you perhaps are involved in the Nutrition, Health, and Fitness Project, but many of you aren't, and that's okay. So maybe you're in the Beef Project, or photography, or line and design, but all the projects you are involved with have a citizenship and leadership component. So as you are planning your activities and workshops around healthy living, I want you to think about the leadership skills that you're developing through all of the planning and the thought processes you do, as well as the citizenship opportunities. And so think of it in terms of that and opportunities you have to advance your leadership and maybe the leadership of others around you. And also to provide opportunities around citizenship. Maybe it's a service project related to food security, or maybe you are going to speak to senior citizens groups or special needs audiences about the importance of healthy living. You're not only advancing the healthy living piece of it, but your citizenship as well. So let's kind of dive into the requirements of this program so you understand what that is on the front end. So obviously, if you're reading this, these requirements fit you. You fall into this category. You were appointed by your county 4-H agent. So in the past, we've only had one ambassador per county, but due to the needs of the counties, we opened up the opportunity to have anywhere from 1 to 5 healthy living ambassadors per county in order to better serve the community. So this began in the 2018-2019 year. So this will be our second round of allowing more than one ambassador per county. So your 4-H agent is the one who decides how many ambassadors they want to serve the county. So you may be the only one, or there may be a team of you. So to serve in this role, you should be an active 4-H member in 9th through 11th grade as of January 1st, 2019. And hopefully you are actually interested in helping others become healthier. And then lastly, you are in any 4-H project, not just the Nutrition, Health, and Fitness. Just because you're in the horse project doesn't mean that you can't be an extremely engaged healthy living ambassador. So the work that we ask for you to do in this term is to get with your county 4-H and or family consumer science agent to collaborate on programming efforts. They have lots of activities going on. They are doing health fairs, programming with school children, doing lessons on nutrition education, or setting up exhibits, whatever the case may be. Your job is to work with them first and foremost to collaborate on programming. I don't want you to go out here and create your own opportunity that's not in line with what is going on in the county. That doesn't mean that you can't create your own opportunity and be creative, but you should be having that conversation with your 4-H agent on a regular basis to make sure you're on the same page and your 4-H agent is in agreement with what you're planning to do. What I don't want to happen is for you to go out here and not speak with your agent, and then you're speaking on behalf of the University of Tennessee Extension, and that doesn't look good. So just make sure that you're regularly communicating with your 4-H agent, and everyone is all on the same page and up to speed. And again, that can be any area related to healthy living. Nutrition, physical activity, substance abuse prevention, mental health, social health, and the list could go on. And then in addition to the teaching roles, you're going to serve as an advocate for healthy living wherever you go. That could be like speaking at civic clubs, FCE, and school-related meetings, honor club meetings, etc. So for example, your 4-H agent calls and says the Ruritan Club wants you to come speak on Thursday night about healthy living. You don't have to do an activity per se with them, but just talk about what you're doing in your county to address healthy living. And so rather than doing an hour-long presentation or activity, this might be 10 minutes or so where you have a PowerPoint maybe. So you could talk about how you're working with the 4-H Health Rocks program or the Food Smart Families program, which those are the grant-funded projects, or maybe working with 10 Set Person and how about how 4-H is partnering with them. Throw in some of the stats of your county obesity rates, those types of things, the stats that I kind of shared at the beginning of this. So anytime you can be an advocate for the program is what I'm talking about. So each time you speak to a group or do an activity, there's a report form you will fill out. And I promise it is very simple. It asks you your name and county, how many people you spoke to, if your audience was adults or 4-H'ers, the date and a short description of what you did and the opportunity to add photos. Be sure to set aside 5 minutes at the end of your program to complete it so it's fresh on your mind and you can quickly knock it out. I will say, if you don't have access to internet, maybe you can carry around a notebook with you and write down all of these things, so that way whenever you have the chance to get on the computer and have access to internet, you can just go look back at your notes and type what you wrote instead of trying to remember everything from memory. We also give away prizes from time to time, so be sure to actually fill out the report form so we know to put your name in the drawing. So just a couple ideas of things we've given away in the past include Amazon gift cards, embroidered 4-H polos, Under Armour or Kavu backpacks with the 4-H clover embroidered on them, Fitbits, etc. So be sure to do that report every time you do something. Those reports serve as a statement to send to your county agent and stakeholders around our state to show the great things that we have going on and the impact that you are making. So you can see the link here. It's pretty short, tiny.utk.edu/19-20 HLA work. As an ambassador, certainly our expectation is that you find groups to reach out to working with your 4-H agent. These can be youth or adult groups like family and community education clubs. So talk about with your FCS agent, as this is a group they work with. The Rotary and Ruritan Club, Extension Ag Committee. You could talk with your county director and ask if you can come in and talk 1 month. Different school groups, classrooms, PTOs, school board, and then 4-H project groups. Maybe you're involved in the livestock project and meet once a month, so you could lead a quick 10-minute physical activity warm-up before your meeting. Maybe you are responsible for bringing snacks. Make it a healthy one, and provide the group with a recipe and a quick overview. All of those things can be counted as your work as a healthy living ambassador. So think of ways that you can infuse it into what you already have going on, although if you want to create something new, that's perfectly fine too. As an ambassador, you are to spread the good word of healthy living, but it needs to be research-based information. In other words, you cannot take your opinion and say, well, this is how I feel and I want everyone else to feel this way too. We don't have that luxury in Extension. So make sure what you're telling others is coordinated with what your 4-H agent, and so you are representing your county and UT Extension appropriately with research-based information. Related to your role in teaching, your job is to provide research-based information to the audience that you are speaking to in whatever learning environment, whether it is in the classroom or at a day camp where you want to lead a healthy living walk every morning before it begins. The sky is really the limit on what you can do. The audience you speak to can be any age from preschool to 100. While we like for you to be involved with 4-H age youth, it is okay to speak with others who do not fall into that specific category. A preschool might call you and want you to come teach about healthy living snacks, or a senior citizens group might want a lesson on physical activity. Grab your supplies and go teach. Those are perfectly fine. Also, there's not a prescribed curriculum. So in other words, we don't lay a notebook in front of you and say you must teach this. We want you to identify what your county needs and the audience that you are teaching what they want. There are lots of resources available and in your county office. So be sure just to ask your 4-H agents to see what they already have. And also check out your notebooks that you will receive as being an ambassador. So just a couple of potential opportunities to make you aware. You, as Healthy Living ambassadors, you have the opportunity to apply for scholarship to attend what would be the 2020 Healthy Living Summit that's held in Chevy Chase, Maryland every February at the 4-H Center. You all are given the opportunity to apply first, and if we still have more spots available, we then open it up to other groups. But please know that you are our first group to reach out to, and that says something. There may be groups or maybe opportunities along this period that you're serving to apply for mini grants. We just finished up a mini grant with the 2018-2019 Healthy Living Ambassadors. They had the opportunity to apply for a $100 mini grant, and they were to do some type of healthy living thing. They submitted a short proposal describing what they planned to do. They were notified of their proposal. They did that, and submitted some photos and a short report of what that looked like. So there may be more opportunities for that and a little bit of funding to go with it to help you, fund your creative idea. But also, this is an opportunity for you to gain leadership, citizenship, and public speaking skills, enhance your portfolio, improve your knowledge around healthy living. So if you could, by July 1st of 2019, so about a month from now, fill out this short survey for us to put together a Healthy Living Ambassador directory. We're just asking a little bit of information about you and a photo, so that way we can put together a document of all of our ambassadors for the 2019-2020 Healthy Living Ambassador term. As you have questions about your Healthy Living Ambassador role, please feel free to reach out to me at any time. I'm here to help you be successful, I promise. If you do email me, be sure to copy your 4-H agent on the email so they are aware as to what's going on. As I have additional opportunities and resources, those will come out via email. So again, I appreciate you and your willingness to take on this task to promote healthy living across our state. It is with hopes that we will release various trainings throughout this term that are more specific in topics such as planning a mini grant proposal and how you would write that and go about carrying that out. Things such as meal planning and how to budget for grocery shopping. We may go through different types of curriculum. I mentioned the Health Rocks curriculum. If those are several interested, we may go through that curriculum and just what that looks like. Maybe just basic physical activity, just ideas of how you can incorporate that with different groups. Maybe stress management, how to manage that. So those types of things. So just be sure to check your email. If I can help you in any way possible, please don't hesitate to reach out. My email and my direct line is located on the screen. Thank you so much.